good performance at a competitive price. On paper, the iQoo Neo 7 5G brings significant improvements in many areas over its predecessor, which should make it an interesting offering. Here's our first impressions of the phone. The iQoo Neo 7 5G will be available in two storage options. The base model will have 8GB of LPDDR5 RAM and 128GB of UFS 3.1 storage. The company sent us the top-end variant with 12GB of RAM and 256GB of storage. The retail box contains a TPU case, some documentation, a SIM ejector tool, a USB Type-C to 3.5mm audio jack adapter, and most importantly, a charging adapter. The iQoo Neo 7 5G at first glance looks premium. I have the frost blue color with me, which has a frosted matte finish on the back. There is also an interstellar black color for those who want a less flashy option. Despite featuring a polycarbonate back, the phone does not feel cheap when held. The iQoo Neo 7 5G weighs about 193 grams and is 8.58mm thick. The right edge of the phone has the power and volume buttons, whereas the left side is completely plain. At the bottom lies the USB Type-C port sandwiched between the primary speaker grill and the SIM tray. On the top, there is a microphone cutout and an IR emitter. The iQoo Neo 7 5G has a slightly taller display than the outgoing model. It features a 6.78-inch AMOLED display with a 120Hz refresh rate. The phone also has a 93.11% screen-to-body ratio with a chin that is said to be 2.65mm thick, while the other bezels measure about 1.65mm. There is no Dolby Vision HDR playback support like the Redmi Note 12 Pro Plus 5G, but the iQoo Neo 7 5G comes with HDR10 Plus certification. The phone also has a flat display with a hole punch cutout at the top center for the front camera. The phone comes with a MediaTek Dimensity 8200 SoC. With a peak clock speed of 3.1 GHz, the SoC is currently the only one in the segment to be based on a 4nm process. The phone also packs a beefy 5000 mAh battery with support for 120W fast charging. iQoo has confirmed that popular games such as PUBG New State and Call of Duty Mobile will support 90fps gameplay. With great power in phones comes concerns over throttling and poor battery life, and this is something we will be keeping an eye on in the full review. What we will also be testing is the iQoo Neo 7 5G's camera performance. The phone features a 64MP main camera with support for optical image stabilization. The triple camera setup also features two 2MP sensors for macro photography and depth sensing. The camera department is a clear downgrade over the iQoo Neo 6 5G, which came with an 8MP ultra-wide camera. For selfies, the iQoo Neo 7 5G has a 16MP front camera sensor. In terms of software, the iQoo Neo 7 5G runs on the Android 13 based FunTouch OS 13 out of the box.